onto the water. So we have what are called duty days and non-duty days. And I'm going to talk about duty days to start with. So duty days are where there are duty team at the club with safety in mind. Okay, so that is on a Wednesday evening between 6 o'clock and 8:30. It's on a Saturday all day, broadly from 9 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. And on a Sunday, a little later, because we like a bit of a lie-in, it's around about 10:30 through until about till about 5 o'clock. So duty days, Wednesday evening, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So for anyone new joining the club, that's the easiest time to get on the water, because you can go down as an individual, you can go down with a family, you can go down with other groups, etc. For the simple reason that you would log on, and although we call it a buddy form, effectively it's a signing on form. And what we've set up is, and you'll notice this on there now, the OOD all craft. That's effectively the officer of the day, and I'm sorry again we're using sailing terms, but the person, if you like, in charge at the club on that day. You link to that person, and then that gives you the entitlement to go on the water, as I say, on your own, with others, with the family, whoever you decide that you're going onto the water with. If you're going down as an individual, I strongly advise you to find somebody that's on duty that day. You'll recognise them because A, they'll be wearing their sailing clothes, B, they'll probably have a radio, shall we say, over them. So you'll see they look like they are something a bit different to just going out on the water, shall we say. If you chat to them and explain who you are, what you're doing, etc., and if you're not sure about the water, or you're not sure about your own capabilities on the water, etc., they'll just keep their eye out for you. So they'll do no more than that. Now, if you don't find someone when you arrive and you go out, okay, and you see someone around in the rib, just call out to them and just say who you are, what you're doing, etc. So again, that's another way of acknowledging things.
Not on those duty days, you shouldn't have to unlock anything. The clubhouse should all, and everything should all be unlocked, shouldn't it, Adrian?
Correct. So you're turning up with your key to get into the actual gate that allows you to get into the car park. But as Sally quite rightly says, everything else is open. So it's all the duty crew are there to effectively allow you to arrive in the car park and set yourself up, give you any support you want. So if you need a bit of help, a bit of guidance, if you're not sure how to rig your boat or anything of that nature, again, ask anyone that's on duty, or even ask any of us that happen to be in the car park. Everyone will always help somebody else. I've never seen anyone turn anyone away and say, I don't know how to do that. If you don't know how to do it, you always find someone that can do it. So that's, as I say, a very easy way for you to get on the water on the Wednesday evening, Saturday and Sunday. I'll stop there. Are there any questions about sort of duty days and how easy that is?
Can I just ask, do you have to book in or anything in a buddy group or anything on a duty?
Yes. So what I was explaining to you there was that if you go to look on the buddy form, you'll see something called OOD all craft. So basically that's the officer of the day saying, hey, I'm the buddy. It's all craft, so it doesn't matter whether it's a SUP, kayak, or a dinghy, or a windsurf, doesn't matter. You just link yourself to that person, and that's it. It's that simple.
Hey, Adrian, if you allow me to share screen, then I can actually log into the site and show you how to do that. If people think that might be helpful. Can you all see the club website there now?
Yeah, it's come up, Sally.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, you go to the top right and log in. So I'm just going to log in there. It's saved my password because I've been a member of this club, believe it or not, for about 30 years now. So it's got my login there frequently.
Well, Sally, you told me.
I told you what?
No, I was going to say, you told me you were 21, but carry on.
Yeah, well. So there we are. So you look, once you've pressed login, it then comes up with this members portal page, and it's just on the water sign in there. Click that. And then so if I want to go for a buddy group tomorrow, if I wanted to go for the duty day, which is not tomorrow, Saturday, I'll just click on that.
Yeah.
And then we can see Thursday, the 27th of May. We can see Thursday again, all those ones Thursday. It'd be this one, wouldn't it?
Correct, yes, Keith.
Oh, actually, there we are. See, I've got it wrong. So there is that group with Keith Shepherd.
Yep.
So I'll just go back. I'll put my name there. I'm going to use the water. I fancy a paddleboard today. The launch date and the time be the 29th of May. That's a bit late. We'll go a bit earlier. There we are. Just say that's the time I'm going to launch. And then
yeah.
Okay.
Keep going,
Then
Sally.
press next. Then next. Agree to the regulations.
Yeah.
Then join which group? So Saturday OOD group. There we are. So that's it. That's the duty days group.
Yeah.
If I wanted to join another one, if I wanted to go with Mary, for example, that's her own group. I'd have to ask Mary if she was okay to have me in the group probably before I joined. I know that one she's got there particularly. That's for the instructor course that's been run that day. But I want to join the OOD group, which is the main group.
Yeah.
I'm not signing for anybody else. If I was going to bring my kids with me, I'd just tick that as well. My daughter, if she was coming with me, and the other one, she's 17. Add her. If I've got two kids, I just write Abby and Ellen in the same box. It doesn't allow me to put loads of different ones, so I just write those.
Okay.
And then confirm.
Can I stop you there, Sally?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the questions that keeps coming back to me, okay, is, oh, agent, I've set that up and I don't want to go now. Can I cancel? Unfortunately, we do not have a cancellation process. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the key thing is that I'd rather you sign on and not use it. The worst you can do is not sign on. So if you get caught going on the water without signing on, that is an absolute no-no.
Yep.
So
if you don't mind me interrupting, Adrian, the other thing you can do is if you do decide you're not going to go, just pop something on the WhatsApp group and just say, I'm really sorry, I can't make it now. And then whoever's in the OOD or in charge of that buddy group will just pick it up from there.
Yeah. We might one day be able to get the IT to actually work that allows us to cancel, but at the moment we don't have it. That's the simple reason why. So let's just stop there. So Sally, that was really helpful. Does that make sense, what Sally's just showed you and explained, or have you already achieved that, or is that new for you tonight?
I can't remember how to log in, and I've been looking through my emails and is there like a password or?
Yeah, Anna, so
it's probably like buried in all my emails, but I've been going through and I just can't find the one that has all the details. Sorry.
Okay, right. Okay, so yeah, you would have been sent a password. Okay.
Anna, you can go
I'll share my screen again.
You can go in and reset your password. So if
okay.
Yeah, if you just go into the portal, and I think there's an option there for resetting your password.
If I press login at the top right corner,
yeah.
So and then if I click there, forgotten password.
Oh, okay.
That hopefully should set it all up.
It's just that we joined and then it's been really bad weather and I've just forgotten everything I learned.
The other place it will be, Anna, almost certainly it will be in your junk inbox.
Oh, okay.
With everything to do with BCYC.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's useful to
pretty much ends up in my junk inbox. So have a look in there.
But hopefully you can just throw it through, as long as it's the email address that you registered with, hopefully that should be all right. And you can just put forgotten. I would hope that would work. I'm not going to try now because I'll never remember mine otherwise.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. So is there any other questions linked to, so having showed you how to set up against a duty party, we've talked about passwords, okay, so that you know that it's quite simple to reset them, okay. If you go onto the club website, Sally, if you want to do this for me, if you call up the website, okay, there's a calendar, and in the calendar it will explain to you what's on what day. So Wednesday night's very simple because it is just a race, Okay, so there is a club race running. There's nothing else normally running on that night, but you are very welcome to go on the water and not race. Okay. On a Saturday, that's then worth looking at the calendar on the club website, because then you will see most Saturday social sailing, as we call it, happens on a Saturday. And then on a Sunday, you might occasionally see some events, but there's always Sunday racing that takes place between 11:30 and say 2:30. But again, don't be put off with the racing. You don't have, you can be there at that time, you can be on the water. You'll just be aware of the fact that there are some boats going across a particular course because they're
huge lake. I was going to say, it's plenty.
Yeah, I mean,
plenty of room for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah, to walk around, it's 2.2 miles. So that's a very large piece of water.
65 acres of water, approximately.
Thank you.
If there's racing on, the laps never take more than about 20 minutes. If you just watch for 20 minutes, you can see what area they're racing in, and then just try and keep out of their way a bit. But brilliant, thank you.
Yeah. So I was going to ask a similar question. Is there any zones when you've got a race day that they say, well, courtesy, don't go there?
Again, if you speak to the duty team, if you want to clearly understand the course that they're operating around, you can ask and it will be explained to you. So there are marked buoys out there, and obviously we go between those particular buoys, but again, it should be quite clear from a discussion where they're going to be and where therefore you might want to stay away from. If you run across their lane, they won't like it particularly, but they'll have to avoid you at the end of the day.
We'll be quite chilled about it. The only thing that might end up in a bit of a pickle is as everyone lines up for the start. So, but that if you're feeling nervous, you're unlikely to get in the mix where there's maybe 10 or 20 boats and things. So the start might be a bit fraught, but once we're actually racing and we've started to spread it out, if it's obvious that you're having difficulties, we'll just avoid you as a stationary object.
Also, just to add a bit more, you can't just say it would be nice just to say, oh, the top left corner is always where they race, but the race areas and the course slightly changes depending on which direction the wind's coming from and what course they happen to set and what kind of boats are out there on the day. So it can vary a bit. If you've got, but again, like as you said, don't let that put you off.
I mean, if you've got the time, and you want to come down on a Wednesday evening, just sit on the side for an hour. And yesterday evening was beautiful, but just come down and observe, okay, and see, or on a Sunday and it's a nice day, walk around and just see what's going on. It's good sometimes just to watch it from the shore.
Yeah, there's two big hazards that I see as a supper when I'm going visible ones, and that's the tower that's sucking water in and the tower that's pushing water out. Are they like no-go zones around there that you cordon off?
You can go.
We try not to get too close to those two towers because it kind of freaks out their security people if they're going around the reservoir. So just also, don't get that close to them.
The local kids, if they're ever going to be
the reservoirs, we don't have any absolute out of bound areas, and the only thing I would say is if you see fishermen on the side of the shore, just again have a courtesy and give them a wide berth, but there's not that many of them.
Okay, so are there any more questions linked to going on the water on a duty day before I move on to non-duty days? No, everyone's nice and clear on that one, so you can answer the exam question at the end. Yep, excellent. Right, okay, so non-duty day. So we are talking Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They are the non-duty days. And effectively, if I bring Wednesday during the day into that as well, because as I said to you, there's only safety cover from 6 in the evening. So if you turned up at midday on a Wednesday, that's effectively a non-duty time as well. So as far as that is concerned, then the way that this is where the buddy system word comes into play, because you need to have that party person, or that person, should we say, that is going to be what we call the responsible person. Now, it is because it's a multi, so in other words, it will cover powerboats, but it'll also cover the club, how it operates, how you open it, how you shut it, all sorts of things, etc., where the first aid facilities are. So lots and lots of things get covered under that particular course. Have you signed up for it? There are requirements, should we say, from this audience to actually do something sooner, because like I've just about to say, unless you've got a responsible person, then at the moment it means you can't easily get onto the water on a non-duty day. So how do we fix that? The only way we can fix it is to quickly get you onto a club course, and then that will give you the qualification, and then that will allow you to be the buddy lead. And then you can go and advertise and say, I'm going out on the water on such and such a time, would anyone like to join me? It's that simple. So for those of you that have not booked a club course, again, I'll ask the awkward question. It's a full day, okay, so it's not something we can do after work in the evening. It's a 9:30 start and a 4 o'clock finish, so it's a full day.
Adrian, just out of interest, what's the younger age limit for that now for people with older kids?
6. I'm going to say 18, because at the end of the day, you can't be a buddy lead unless you're 18 plus. We won't allow it.
Oh.
So
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
What I'm trying to do here is show you that we, the club, will be as flexible as we can to do as much as we can to help you get out there as quickly as possible.
Sorry, Adrian, I was going to say the other thing to watch out for, of course, is the WhatsApp group, because if I'm looking to paddle, then outside of Saturday or Sunday, then I'm quite likely to stick something in a WhatsApp group to say, is anyone interested in paddling or something? Yeah. So it's well worth watching that. So you can't be, just because you can't be the buddy lead doesn't mean you can't join another group. But it is worth touching base with whoever is leading the group, because sometimes they're set up for specific reasons.
Yes. So as Gary says, I mean, yes, you watch others, and if someone says they're going out on the water, they're going to have the skills and qualifications, so you're quite safe to link up to them.
Just for not being able to attend the meeting, but just raise a couple of questions which we can cover in a minute.
Okay.
On the WhatsApp group.
Oh, right. Okay.
I've got it. So yeah.
Okay. Have we got everyone back, Alice?
Almost. I think just Janet we're missing. So I've managed to get it up on the. If you have a family membership with 2 adults, can you form your own buddy group as a couple? So the answer would be yes, as long as one of you has done the powerboat induction course for the club. So you can't
unless Alice, they were going
on when there's an officer of the day on duty.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. So if they're going on a duty day, Alice, they're fine. If they're non-duty day, the answer is they've got to do the club course.
Yeah. And then it says, if you sign in a guest, what is the fee for this? And can the 2 of you then form a buddy group? You can sign in a guest, and the way we're doing that at the moment is by sending an email to boats@bcyc.org.uk. At the moment, we're restricting it that only members can invite guests. We're not just opening the club to anybody who's not linked to a member. The fee for it is £10 per adult, which includes a craft. So if, for example, you 2 of you are...
The answer to the question is yes, you can bring guests, but they have to be your guests, so not just someone you've met in the car park and said, can I go on the water? As Alice said, you simply do an email to boats, which is on the website. It's £10 per adult for the day. And again, if you are the buddy lead and you've not done the club course, then you're going to be limited to Wednesday evening, Saturday or Sunday. but get yourself on the club course, and then you can go 7 days a week. I know. Okay, right. Sorry, Alec. Yeah, you wanted to share the screen again? Is that right?
I was just going to show you that because there's a page there on the website where it shows all the rates. But if I read from it now, it says a water sport activity with a craft, including one person, is £10. For the juniors, if they bring their own craft, it's £5. Or if it's a visitor without a craft, it's £1. And a junior crewing only is £1. And then any one person can be a visitor up to 3 times in a year. And a club member can sign in, it's 2 adults or a family on any one day.
Okay. And again, the only thing I'd stress there as well is that if you were doing that as well, you would need to make sure that the necessary log on has been done. So in other words, you've completed the details. So for your guest, you would just need to complete that on their behalf, so that we've got a register of all the people that are actually going to be on the water. Thanks, Sally. So can everyone see that? So
what we do have, Gary, which is which is a question from me as well, actually, is when we.
But we'd rather just everybody does it online. With most people now, they've got smartphones, so you can actually log on at the club and do it there.
Actually, that's true. You can't you? Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you turned up and you didn't have a smartphone, go and find one of the duty crew. Chances are they have got a smartphone, and they'll probably let you use their phone or do it for you.
Okay. Also, once the club is open fully, which is in less than a month's time, there's a computer just inside the main door. It's on the internet. You could just go onto Safari, and you can just log yourself in using your own login as well. So we do try and make it as easy as possible. But this is fair.
Okay, so I think we've covered, if you like, the 2 key parts, which was how do you go onto the water on a duty day? How do you go onto the water on a non-duty day? Has that answered any questions you may have had before you came on tonight, or have we left you with a more muddled state than when you first arrived?
It's been really helpful.
All nice and clear.
Helpful. How do we view the recording of this?
Okay.
Go on.
I was just going to say, please don't ever worry about asking questions, because actually sometimes we're so used to things at the club that we miss the really obvious questions. So as new members, it's really valuable, the questions that you ask us, because it makes sure that we update the information on the website to make it 100% clear. So please don't ever feel embarrassed about asking what might seem like a silly question. It rarely is.
So are there any other topics? So we've focused totally on how to get on the water. Are there any other topics that you'd like to raise a question on while you're with us tonight?
Can I just ask about
Can I just cover one thing?
Yeah, go on. Do you want to go first, Alice? Sorry, Sally. Oh, go on. Sorry, yeah. Carry on.
I was just going to explain to people about hiring the SUPs and paddle boards, the SUPs and kayaks, really. So we've got up to 6 SUPs can be hired at any one time. We've got 6 single kayaks, and we've 2 double kayaks. And those double kayaks will take 2 adults or 2 teenagers, but they'll also take a third small person in the middle. So say a couple with a 5-year-old, or one person with 2 8-year-olds, for example. And if you want to hire those, I'll just share that screen again. It's just there we are. Just email me paddlesports@bcyc.org.uk and say when you want to hire it for. It's nominally £5 for an hour. If we haven't got anybody coming in straight after you or straight before you, we don't worry if you run over a little bit. It's not absolute strict.
I hope you found that interesting.
Thank you very much. It's really, really useful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.